Guys, welcome to video 2 in my Chakra UI crash course series where we're building a dev portfolio. Again, project-based learning is the best way to learn, so build a dev portfolio with me using Chakra UI. So today, very important video, we're covering 3 main topics. We're first going to do a quick mock-up of our wireframe in Miro. If you haven't used Miro before, it's an interactive whiteboarding tool, phenomenal, super easy to use, great for projects like this that are quite simple, don't need to go straight to Figma, right? And then we're going to cover the folder structure, so how we structure up a folder like this, remembering we're going with a single web page. We will need to use in future React DOM router to route our pages to separate URLs, but for this website, we're just using a single page. The navbar will still be functional, though, still scroll down, but imagine just an infinitely scrolling web page. So we're doing that. And then we're also going to structure up our app. So using app.tsx, we're going to do all the imports, and I'll show you what I would kind of suggest using our folder structure, how we will do that. And stick around for the end of the video because in the first video of this series, I did cover those aliases and the paths. And it's very interesting, like when we look at the folder structure. So stick around for that, but I'm going to hit record and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to probably start in Miro, to be honest. So I'll go straight to my Miro board. I've just got a free account with Miro, so no need to go the whole shebang, but let's just quickly mock it up. So we'll use a rectangle and I'm just going to give you like a website kind of view. All right, so the main sections we're going to have are, we're going to start and we're going to have navbar. Of course, this does not need to look pretty. Okay, and then usually for a website, you're going to have the hero section, or some people call this I think I would just call it hero. I don't know what else you would call it, to be honest. The next part we're going to do is about me. Again, remembering the point of this website is to showcase my skills as a developer. So the next section we're definitely going to need is projects. And I'll start to build my project portfolio as I'm creating videos for you guys, obviously. And then we'll do a contact section. I haven't quite decided yet what type of contact form we'll go with, potentially just an email, but let's do it for now. And then I also want to do a footer. And the reason actually I'll explain it once we get to the folder structure, but I just want you to have a look at this and go, okay, navbar and footer, and then this is the homepage sections. Okay, so now if I go to VS Code, I've got my portfolio website folder open, which I created in the first video. And what I'm going to do is just go npm run dev. And actually the first thing I'm going to do is just clean out all of the stuff that we don't really want. So if I just quickly show you in Chrome, why can't I see Chrome? Where's Chrome? Here it is. If I just quickly show you, so obviously in the first video we did remove the logos and yada yada, but we need to just remove this text because we just don't want to see it anymore. Okay, so the way you're going to do that is in app.tsx. You just need to remove this return folder. I will make this view a little easier for you. And you just want to go exit. And this is going to give us an error. I'm just removing these imports too. I'll remove these two and then just explain quickly on the top one. So you will get an error here because this there's no function inside of return. So you're actually creating a function that has nothing and then exporting it. So if we go back to Chrome, we're going to have an error. I'll just quickly show you that. There we go. So we are expecting that error, that's fine. What I just want to explain here, so if you're watching tutorials that are slightly older than mine, you may sometimes see useState was obviously used in the other thing because they had a counter in there. You might sometimes see import React from React. And what you just need to know is that in React version 17 and above, you just don't need this import because it's created automatically with Vite or Vite. I still don't know how to say Vite or Vite, so someone please let me know in the comments. But I just wanted to flag that with you. So if you've got React 17 and up, it's currently at version 19, you don't need that default import across all of your TypeScript or React pages. Okay, so let's get started. Super exciting. All right, so we're going to start with the folder structure. So we're going to go into our source code. I know in the first video, I thought that this was source reference code, but it's just source code. So it's just an interesting abbreviation in my opinion. So what we're going to do first is go to components, and you'll see that we've got UI, and this has all been provided for us from Vite or Vite. And so we're just going to create another folder in here using this icon rather, and we're going to go sections. So future state us, we may want to build this website out into a multi-page structure, right? But for now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to create the nav bar and the footer, so the two elements at the top and bottom in our UI, because they may be reusable components across different pages. And then we're going to create sections, flagging here that in the future we may use pages and then sections in the page, but for now, let's just keep this file structure. So I'm going to go nav bar. Oh, and remembering you need to put .tsx, and that's the abbreviation for TypeScript React. Okay, and then the next one we're going to do in here is just go this little icon, and we're going to do footer.tsx. Fantastic. And then I'm going to create a folder in components, and the way I do that is I click the high level one, obviously, and you see that I've got sections. Okay, and in sections, we're going to create the section. So if I go down, we're going to start with hero.typescript. The next one we're going to go with is about.typescript. And the next one we've got is projects.typescript. Okay, so hopefully that's pretty self-explanatory for now. I will explain why we're doing this. We're going to import these pages or sections into our main app, and you'll just follow along and you'll get the go. Okay, so as part of when we're doing this, what I just want to explain is that we probably want to look back to Chakra and go, okay, well, what kind of components do we need to use, right? And so the ones that I've chosen to use are box and stack. And I will just go to Chakra quickly to show you what they look like. So obviously we've got an error at the moment because we don't have an operating function in our code, but that's okay. So if I just go components, all right, and you'll see on the left-hand nav bar here, they've got all the layout components. And how I'm going to structure up my website is I'm going to use box to create like a shell across my whole website. And this will help with responsiveness. Again, why you use a component library, right, is because everything's responsive and it's all built in. You don't have to do, the CSS queries. Like, we're so past that. So I'm going to use box to shape up my whole app. And then I'm going to use stack to separate those sections. So again, with the navbar and footer, it may be slightly different because we may not want to stack accordingly. We may want, for example, the hero section to be closer to the navbar. So these are the components that I'm using from Chakra. So I'll show you how to do that now. If I just go back to VS Code, I'm just thinking a better way for this notation is actually we're going to go export default. This is why I have the spelling expansion, because I swear my fat fingers when I'm doing these videos. Okay, export default function app, and then I'm going to give the return inside here. Okay, and just noting we will get an error for now because we do not have anything in our navbar.tsx, for example, files. Okay, so I'm happy with how that looks, noting we just do have some CSS styling included, but obviously we'll update that when we get to themes in the next video. Okay, so what we're going to start with is, like I said, we're going to use box to shape up our app, and box. That's what I'm expecting to see. So I want to show you guys here. So basically, instead of manually importing, what we're going to do is click the light bulb option, and we're going to go update import. Well, that was the wrong one. Update import from Chakra UI React. Perfect. Okay, and what we want to do now is we're going to shape out the box. So remembering HTML land, what we're going to do is we're going to go navbar, and this is where I should probably go back up here. So we're going to go import navbar and use camel casing, or use, like, navbar is probably one word. Import navbar from like this // components / sections. Okay, let's have a look. So you can see that I've accidentally placed sections inside the UI folder. So let's just move that up another rung, because remembering sections is part of our page. That's the part that we don't want in the reusable UI components. And we're going to go sections, and hold up, navbar is in the UI. What are we talking about? Okay, and navbar. Okay, and then what we're going to do is, now that we've got navbar, we're going to go like this. Perfect. Everyone should be happy now. I'm just having a look at what's going on in this. Why is there a red line here? Oh, this is because, again, there's nothing in navbar.typescript at the moment. Fantastic, that's fine. Okay, so then with the main content of our app, we're using stack. And that's just stacking elements. So as you use these libraries, you will see you'll use very similar components, and it'll all be a lot easier. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is just copy this. And the next thing we're going to import is the hero. And again, remembering hero is not in this folder. Hero is in sections-hero. There we go. And when I add hero in here, that will work. Fantastic. And again, we've got the red squiggly line because we do not have anything in hero. The next one we're doing is about, and we're just changing this to about. Perfection. And we're going about. Cool. And then the next one we're doing is projects. And you can see here there is a bit of repetitiveness, but it's all good. We're nearly there. And projects. Fantastic. And so that is going to be the finish of our stack. But remember, we also, we have contact. Did we add contact? Oh my gosh, guys, we've forgotten a file. Okay, we need contact.typescript. And going back to app.typescript. Here we're going to use contact. And we're going to need contact in the imports. So basically I'm importing all of the code from these pages into the app and just exporting it. All right, and that will finish up our stack. Remembering our stack is that like the actual content of our page, and the next one we want is footer. And I'm not sure if it's better to do the import first or not, but this way works fine. Footer from, and the file path, remember, is going to be very similar to the navbar, but we're going to go footer. Okay, so that's basically the structure of our app. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Please do tell me in the comments if I've missed anything or you feel like I need to cover anything further. What I just want to mention now is around our little bonus. I will just show you what our website is looking like. You see nothing. Fantastic. Okay, just to prove to you that it's working, let me show you what's happening here. So I've just got some dummy code I'm going to paste in for our different pages. So this is just like dummy code. I just got it off ChatGPT. Okay, let me paste it in all of our pages. Whoa, remove that. Oh, it doesn't like this. I need to include the import, that's why. Okay, go again. We're including the import now. Okay, love that. Love that. Love that. Fantastic. Hero. And about. Okay, and let's have a look at app.typescript. Okay, so we haven't put anything in projects yet. Okay, so now if we go to Chrome, we're going to see something in our app. Oh, we haven't run the development server, is that why? Let's try again. So the way to do this, let's just bin that terminal and go control backtick. And we're going to go Command C to restart, because you see here, I don't know what it's called in the terminal, but you can't like paste any terminal commands. Control backtick. Yeah, here we go. npm run dev. I feel like we haven't done that yet. Okay, 5173. I think that's what we've got open. Okay, and why can we not see anything? Let's have a look. Any errors? Any errors? Any errors? I didn't save navbar. Here we go. Okay, so you can see here, basically we've got our different stacks in our box, but obviously we haven't assigned any props or any of the breakdowns in there. Again, when we look in the next video, we're going to look at themes, and then we're going to start to shape up each of our sections. So I'll see you in the next video, guys, where we'll define our custom theme and work through the different color options that we can use. But hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.